What up, what up, what up? J. Marcell here. Been a few minutes. I got a habit of procrastinating. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I got a habit of procrastinating. Dragging my feet. And some of the reasons is being lazy, and some of it is just not sure if the information I'm gonna hand out to you, or I'm gonna dish out to you, people will receive it. But I'm starting to get past that whole, will they receive it or not, and just put it out there. Then some of it will take me a minute to gather the information too. This here, I want to talk about what makes up your body. We're really not keeping it in the forefront of our mind, which I can understand that, what we actually made of and what we are. We just look at the totality of it all, like can't see the forest for the trees. So in other words, we're looking at the body so much, we don't realize what it's actually made out of, what it consists of. What it consists of is over 30 trillion cells. Over 30 trillion cells come together to become your body. Out of that 30 trillion cells, 200 of them, you had 200 distinctive kinds. So all cells don't do the same thing. Certain amount of cells are assigned to be certain things and to do certain things. Some will be eyeballs, some will be a liver, some will be a heart, and some will be a kidney, different organs in the body. Now, out of the 200 different types of cells, you have 78 different organs. Now, that's not including hair, fingernails, and some other miscellaneous things that's not considered as organs. So, you have 200 different types of cells, 78 organs, and 30 trillion cells to make up what this thing called a body. Now this cell is made up of mostly water. 2/3 of a cell is water. The outer membrane of the cell is very intelligent. It has enough smarts to not let bad bacteria and things like that in, only the nutrients that it get from your body and water, and it rejects and it distributes all waste. So it'll let what's good in, and it'll try to kick out what's bad. That's what each cell has the capability to do. Inside of each cell, there's a DNA strand, double helix, called, it's the DNA strand. Most of the strands, they said, that have the information on them are not online, not operating, not actually functioning. They call it junk DNA, whatever. Whole nother subject, whole nother time. But out of that 6-foot DNA, out of that, inside of that cell, that's DNA is 6 feet long. Imagine this. So each cell, out of the 30 trillion cells plus, each one has a DNA strand that's 6 feet long. They said if you took that, all of those DNA strands together come up to be 67 billion miles long. And each one of your cells in your body is 6 feet long, and you line them all up, it will come out to be 67 billion miles long, 150 times going from Earth to the moon. I don't mean to drop it this heavy, but when they come across, I'm gonna give it to you like that. So I want you to understand what we're dealing with here. So 150 times from Earth to moon is what's amount of information is in you. And on that double helix, it has the capability that it has something, I don't really know the name, I may put it up on the bottom, that goes up and down the helix, fixing, healing, and repairing. It's always trying to fix, heal, and repair. If we don't give it the right food, if we don't give it the right nutrients, it will not react and respond well. Now, when you're a young kid and they're young and they're firing, when you're young and you're still growing and they're firing, they got the strength to push through all that. Most of the time, they got the strength to push through all that negative junk that we take in. And you can see young people hardly survive on food. Then as they get older, they can eat. And they can eat, and they be fine. They be trying to get the energy and the nutrients out of it. So they cells is firing fat. Now, as you get in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, with 40s and 50s and beyond, we all know stuff start aching. Stuff start ailing us. We start having issues. We know this. That's a fact. I know it. Happening to me. I'm 55. So now I'm starting to feel a little aches, and I'm like, nah, I don't need to be like this. Now the whole premise of this is I'm not trying to be on no medications on my table. Enough medications, if I spread them out, they look like a bag of Skittles, all these different colors, put them in this date and take this, that. I ain't trying to do none of that. So the only solution that came across my mind lately was understand what your body is made out of and you'll know how to treat it. So since I understand that there's all these cells and all these cells are alive, some of the cells in your heart, I forgot how many, but some cells in your heart have the capability to think independently. You gotta realize cells are very smart because they always fighting bacteria. And in your immune system, the cells that are in your immune system, they have one job. Go out and seek any type of disease, bacteria on any cell and attack it. Most of the time it's fighting well because you're up on your feet and you're doing good, but there's sometimes when you can feel down. I was just down a couple of days ago for like a day, and I think it was some 24-hour virus or something like that. It had me down for a day. So I know when those negative and when those bacteria start winning, you start to feel down. And what happens is, it's coming from the foods we eat. Whatever you ingest into your body is going into your large intestines. Your large intestine is 25 feet long. So it has the capability to store that much good or bad stuff that goes inside of it. And when it sits there, if it's not good, if it's not healthy for the body and the body can't get nothing out of it, the cells can't feed off of it, what it's going to do is it starts spreading chaos and junk and mishap inside the intestines, and that turns around and spreads, and the blood causes problems, and that then spreads to other organs, and the organs start having problems. Because the cells are so sophisticated and they are a living entity, because they have the capability to reproduce. All cells carry the information to reproduce. If you got a 6-foot information strand inside of you, you can carry a lot of information and data. So, since this is so, we have to understand that whatever we allow to sit inside of our intestines and inside of our gut, which is where the core of you is at, if you don't do something to fix that, because all the ailments is coming from what's inside of you. We don't have the right nutrients. The food we eat don't have no real nutrients in them. That's a fact. So we got to do something to ingest some kind of nutrients in our system. It's a lot of different plants, herbs, supplements that we need to take in. It's a lot of different kinds. Tip of the iceberg, I'm just learning about these few right here. Cinnamon. There's a certain kind of cinnamon you can take that helps out your organs a lot. You got cayenne pepper, onion, garlic, turmeric, honey. Honey in itself is good. Honey in itself is good. You got sea moss. You got elderberry. There are certain mushrooms that you can take, or mushroom supplements out there that you can take that'll help too with your cognitive and help you comprehend and have your understanding and thinking process better. And then they got different kind of do other things to your organs too. So mushroom extracts, they out there. The one good thing that the COVID did was it pushed people into coming out with supplements to help them in case they get sick, they can run to something to have some kind of formula. So it's coming across my table. I'm telling myself I got to switch up too. I need to take in these different supplements, herbs, vitamins, so that my body can now get the nutrients. And there's so many different ways to get it in. Cinnamon, you can throw that on oatmeal. Honey, you throw that into tea. Some of these herbs can be turned into teas and mixed with other little different herbs. And garlic can be put into a tea. Ginger can be put into a tea. You can put them into smoothies. It's a different ways to input and get it into your system. But I'm telling you, for sure, your system needs it. These cells are alive and they're looking for the right nutrients. If they get in the right environment, they can respond better. You gotta give them more water. And you gotta eat better and do better. You gotta work out. You got to. I'm serious. Because if not, from what I see, and maybe I'm blind, maybe I'm misunderstanding, but from what I see, if I don't do this, you can rest assured medication is assured. It's on its way. And I ain't feeling that one. I ain't feeling that one. I ain't feeling. Since it crossed my mind, and you see me package it out and deliver it to you, this is what crossed my mind. I said, this is what you need to do. This is where you need to go. Listen. Sometimes there's a lot of things I need to stop and start, a lot of things I need to do. So this is a path. This ain't no easy path. It ain't easy to get your mind to stop doing one thing and start begin to train it to do another thing. I know. I ain't telling you I got this stuff mastered. It come through me, come across my mind. I think about it and ponder it for a while, a couple of days, and I said, well, let me go ahead and drop it like it came to me. And that's what I do. No master, no prophet, preacher, teacher, or Messiah is as great as the words that he can speak. The words that he can speak at their best is coming from a whole nother realm. He can only tell you about how to bring it down to the best he can from this world, but he is no one as great as that. So I'm on the path just like you, but I wanted to bring this across the table, man. Remember the capability of these cells and what you're actually made of, over 30 trillion cells. And they all alive, they all communicate, they know how to communicate, they know how to listen to you. If you sit down and keep quiet, they take information from you. When you think you're feeling bad and you start feeling negative, your body gonna follow suit. So these cells know how to listen and they constantly listening. They know how to reproduce, they're constantly making new cells. You can tell that when you get a cut, automatically that blood will clot up and then you'll start after a while, you see the scab coming in. They number them cells coming back together and say, nope, let's put this back together. Very smart, very intelligent. The body has the capability to reverse itself. So if you're on a path, a negative path of eating, not eating good, and not getting the right nutrients, and you feeling your body starting to change up, to try to come back this way a little bit and watch the body change. I say this. If out of 7 days, if I just eat good 5 of the days and the 2 of the days I can eat like I want, that's a major progress. So that's the first goal. 5 of the days eat good, 2 of the days eat like I want. But I just wanted to drop that to you. You know me, you know how this goes. Mind over matter, because matter don't matter.